Welcome, dear friends, to this video lecture on the recommendations made by National Commission for Protection of Child Rights (NCPCR). The NCPCR, or the Commission as it is also known, has done a lot of work in the area of child rights. Following are issue-wise recommendations made by National Commission for Protection of Child Rights during the public hearings. With regard to health and nutrition, the child should be admitted at a certain hospital which is equipped with a pediatric center of excellence. The child to be provided with a therapeutic diet. Midday meal scheme is to be extended to the child on holidays and weekends. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is to provide nutritious diet to the family at their residence so that the child can avail the nutrition facilities with ease. Health progress report is to be submitted to the jury on a regular basis. Health insurance has to be provided. And there should be exploration of options for easy accessibility of clinical investigation. There should be detailed report of eating habit of victim. There should be treatment procedures followed up at hospital during checkup. The officials put up posters at hospital premises with contact information for registering compliance. There shouldn't be any discrimination for children. Discrimination at hospital will be inquired and necessary action will be taken. Follow-up on the health of pregnant mothers is to be done. A child need not drop out of school for epilepsy because epilepsy can be easily solved. With regard to education, these are the recommendations by NPCR. The child should be readmitted in school without a discrimination. Compensatory tutorial support is to be provided. Exploring good schools with the hostels that can take care of the child's special needs is to be done. Adequate orientation to ICDS teacher or staff so as to eliminate chances of discrimination has to be planned out. Educational scholarship is to be provided. Free textbook and uniform is to be supplied through the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. All schools must have a board saying that we welcome all children without any discrimination. It is suggested to provide education to child in English medium. With regard to property rights or legal aids for the children, the Commission has recommended the following. The child has full legal claim over the property of the father. The pata, that is the property right, has to be transferred in the child's name even though he is a minor. The district collector has to ensure that the child and his family are not evicted from their residence. Further, criminal proceedings have to be initiated against the concerned parties who are trying to dupe and cheat a vulnerable family in the form of usurping their property. Legal support is to be extended to expeditiously determine the affected child's right to property. Deputation of officer to settle the land and property title deeds of the child should be there. Lawyers at legal aid centers have to be trained to handle problems related to gender and children more sensitively. With regard to housing and shelter, these are the recommendations. Housing rights are to be extended to the child. The officials need to explore possibility to provide permanent shelter for a certain shelter home. The officials need to direct the family to the district collector to provide a proper place to stay. With regard to stigma and discrimination on the children, institutional mechanism should be evolved to tackle stigma and discrimination in educational institutions. With regard to transportation, travel costs from home to school and return to be reimbursed. Child has to be picked up and dropped back to the residence from the ICDS center, that is Integrated Children Development Scheme, to inquire about transport facilities like provision of free bus pass for treatment. With regard to livelihood, financial support to self-help group or any other government scheme should be there. The officials have to make arrangement to avail widow pension and all other benefit schemes for the mothers. There should be a possibility of vocational training that should be explored for the women folk who are taking care of these children. And also making arrangement to avail a certain loan should be there. Linking the mother with another livelihood project should be done. Delay pertaining to issue of ration card and birth certificate has to be resolved soon. With regard to other problems, it is the state that has to take action. Ensuring the child and guardian's right to protection and to live a life with dignity. That is the responsibility of the state. To take measures to ensure that no harm is done to the child's dignity while extending support. And also psychosocial counseling for mother and child. Linking the child with the community care center should be done. Report on action taken has to be submitted to the commission, national commission. Government should take up the case for appropriate intervention. District administration is to follow up the case and submit a report to the commission. A comprehensive plan for the family has to be submitted. The details have to be submitted to Action Aid and through them approach the district collector. Safety of the family has to be ensured. These are all the various recommendations given by National Commission for the Protection of Children's Act. Very practical indeed, and whether it is done 100%, we can be sure that the government takes care of all the children and then tries their best to implement all such recommendations in their action plans. Thank you very much, dear friends. Kindly enter into the next video lecture. God bless you.